I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
Yeah, this is a long period of, like, the game being different than the first one, so...
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
I knew you'd come. Jin's right half didn't teleport.
I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation? It's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible. Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense.
It's an interesting choice of words. So, that thing I mentioned earlier, the Ashkash... Oh fuck, why can't I remember words? I can't remember what the club was called either. Or the woman's name. It's Helen, I think. Helen something. Or Ellen. Why isn't my phone here? Oh, you needed to charge. Akashic. It's Akashic. She's Helen B. I can't remember the organisation name, but the word occult. Akashic record. It's right up the dude's alley, the guy who writes this. It's very much obvious, like, oh, that's interesting. So there's a game called Ultima. There's loads of them, right? But I'm thinking of specifically Ultima 5, I think, or Ultima 6, where it's implied... No, at the end of Ultima 5 or 6, let's say Ultima 6, their avatar has like 6... it's a religion, right? It's... Ultima is, there's Ultima Online. It's an old RPG from the 90s. From the 80s, possibly. Because they go through the years. And there's a religion founded around the Avatar. And there are like 6... virtues. Like faith or charity. And there's this like book with the virtues in, and in one of the games it's revealed, there are demon folk. It might actually be the 7th one. They also want the book. It's their book as well. There's different games and they have different stories, right? But like, the point is, in the end of the game, the Avatar sends this book into space, and he gives them both lenses to which to look at the book. And that is, I believe, the same as the occult organisation I'm thinking of, where one of them was like, no, I just dream. I dream the knowledge, you see. And that's how I know it's correct. Because of the Akashic records. I mean, it's interesting they use the word occult, that's all I'm saying.
Just a ludicrous myth, like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa.
So, it's funny that Kappa should pop up.
I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things, and there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of Nyes have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if Nyes is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon, what was written on the signboard, it all advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video. What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place? Are you saying there is some message urging people to join NICE in it?
Did you know Chimpo Bagai?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard that name on the news, yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but...
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
About Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However...
Yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Horadori's death. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of NICE. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who can do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would be my motive?
Well...
Remember what Tokiko said.
I've not seen that symbol before.
Chikara Horadori is an avid believer in the Order of Percent. Their order and NICE are heading in completely different directions.
Perhaps NICE and the Order of Percent are hostile.
I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that NICE and the Order of Percent have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in the simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades.
What do NICE and the Order of Percent believe in?
We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world, we seek emancipation. That is what NICE believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent, we are living in a simulation, a false world. But they wish to remain imprisoned within it, forever.
So they don't afraid of free.
Forever?
Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open-world game where you play as a criminal?
Yeah, I guess I have.
A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes.
I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean.
Then you can understand. If this is a false world created by someone, then the Order of Percent believe they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia. A dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want with no real consequences.
So yeah, that's an idea. Obviously, Westworld has that same idea, where you, what if your moral actions in computer games weigh out to the real world? And the answer is, computer games are fairly obviously computer games. They're like abstracted by like being in squares, and obviously virtual reality does take away a barrier to that. And the first thing that happened with virtual reality is people were like, yeah, I'm slightly uncomfortable murdering people in virtual reality. Like games, there are killer games in VR, but they tend to be more exaggerated or use robots, because people were slightly more uncomfortable with visceral murder in VR. It's a little bit too much. Like, I'm sure people got over it, but there was an initial barrier there. And that simulation, it's identical to real life. You don't, like, even if you were in a simulation and like you think everyone's real in the simulation, right? So like Westworld you can walk away from, even though morally you'd like remember doing the evil things you did in Westworld as if you did them, and like it's a really unhealthy idea to indulge in that idea. You can at least walk away from Westworld. What happens in Westworld stays in Westworld, you know? If you want to stay in there forever, you live in GTA and all your crimes exist. It's like, well, yeah, it's not real. So you live here. It's real to you.
That's why they want to live here forever?
Exactly.
I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality.
In
Yeah, that's
use
why.
and purge, even immortality. is achievable.
Yeah, you wouldn't. There's no reason to research immortality. It's not like that's a thing that lots of scientists, not a functional immortality, right? Like just staying alive for longer. It's not like that's like a big goal of basically all science.
The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality.
I mean, he's not wrong.
What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
It's amazing. Really? Tell me, Childy, tell me more. About Chikara's research on immortality.
I'm aware that Chikara was very particular about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth.
She sounds like the other AI character.
Eternal youth is a lie.
I mean, coming from a 50-year-old that looks like you.
By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier?
Like, she looks like she might not even be like 18. You know what I mean? Like, if you put her in the same clothes as one of the schoolgirls, one of the mermaids, I think they were the same age.
Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science. In fact, many esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter.
Yeah, but they've not built organizations around it. That's when it becomes a cult.
The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher.
Helen? No, that's something else. Though I would like to remember the names. You know? I got Akashic earlier. The problem is I keep thinking the name Helen Bonham Carter. Not that. No, not that name.
However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. This world may be an illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't an illusion.
So she's referring to Plato's cave, which the Matrix, also it's based on that idea. Apart from the Matrix, is actually kind of based on Baudrillard. It's got a simulation simulacrum book, literally in the first scene of the movie, and that's about. I was going to say the word meta. It is, but like, what's the word? Oh God, you've introduced another word. Hyper-reality. Which I can't bother to explain right now.
There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas.
But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there?
None of those people built an entire organization based on it.
No, there is plenty of science to support it.
Is there any science to support
The
it?
holographic principle, theory of relativity. The measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof.
No, that's not how proof works.
Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before. Information is the same. It cannot escape a black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in a three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface.
Nothing escapes a black hole, sure. Once it passes the event horizon, it will be inexorably drawn into the black hole. It is known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from the volume of the background. Yeah, because we can't see the volume of a black hole, we can only see its surface area. Considering this, you can conclude that information in three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface. Can you? I'm not getting this connection. Okay, so we can measure the size of suns, we can measure... Actually, yeah, why not just talk about the sun? We know exactly what the sun is, we know how it works, how big it is, what it has to contain to be its size. We know, like, how the universe expanded from the Big Bang, right? We got that from looking and understanding light and how material works and you know, science. But we got a certain amount of information from the 2D surface, but like, I don't know what it means. It seems nonsensical. You know what? I'm really tempted to look up, because in Zero Escape, occasionally he'll explain like some interesting theory, and it's just slightly wrong. This is holographic principle. I want to look this up. I'll look it up afterwards because I can't wait to leave the chair there.
In other words, all information stored in this universe is encoded in a single flat plane.
I mean, it would be a sphere, surely, because we see the universe from the central point. So that's not a plane. I mean, it's not a flat plane. It's a curved plane. And a curved plane is a 3D shape. Okay, sure.
Just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by the boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game, for example. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled to the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world.
Alright, well, I've got some insight in this because I've made a platformer game. Not a great one, but I've done enough. I can have a dude jumping around.
Only code that was written in the program.
Yeah, but I coded gravity.
The character's body is merely made to show as if it fell based on its code.
Yeah, so what happens, the way you code gravity in the game, by the way, is you have a force. You say if you press right, you apply a force to the character, you get plus direction. You press jump. Well, what happens when you press jump? Well, before you jump, you must have gravity because you apply a constant downwards force. So you're constantly going down with that. And so when you jump, I'd have to remember how the code works, but you get a temporary movement and it's sort of deleted down. Anyway, you have to, like, you program gravity, you program wind, things like that. Yes, I get that.
You think this world is the same?
The holographic principle is not a theory. It is a principle.
Okay, what's the difference?
It has already been mathematically proven.
That's true of theories as well. A theory, like gravity's a theory, right? And it's not false. We're like, it's just a theory. We just think that's how. No, we mean we need a scientific theory. It means different than a guess or hypothesis. Principle. Okay, I want to look it up because I like I'm fully like ready to go on the internet and be like, oh no, holographic principle, John. No, it's a principle different from the theory, and it works. Oh no, it's scientifically sound and all that. Processing speed problems.
Say this world really is a simulation. Then that would mean a computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right? But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation.
Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon.
So I'm writing a story, as I said, with the Akashic record. And one of the plot points in that story is, yeah, but we're only actually doing it for this one small place. Because, yeah, doing a universe within a world is ludicrous. But doing, like, a building, well, there's a lot less stuff.
Only what observers see and experience.
That's still fucking tons of stuff, Tokiko.
Take the measurement problem in quantum theory. It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as the entire wave, and is impossible to reduce.
Sure.
The faster an object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with the increase in mass, time progresses slower, as I'm sure you know.
Sure. That's any nerd science buffs first, like, ooh.
And that's related to processing speed?
Yes. When the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light.
Okay, so, I've probably mentioned this before, but there is a really, really good series of lectures on YouTube. I've forgotten the professor's name because I'm really shit at remembering nouns. I feel like you should have guessed by now. And it's about human brain. No, it's about lots of things. It's about how humans work. There's a gimmick to the lecture, which is we're going to look at like human behavior, but instead of like looking at it from one perspective, we're going to look at it from all. So we're going to look at biology, we're going to look at chemistry, we're going to look at evolution, we're going to look at how brains work, we're going to look at so on and so forth. Because the idea, as it explains, is if you try and nail down on just one and you ignore the others, terrible things happen, basically. So you get, I was speaking about Nazis earlier, well they've believed in the Übermensch, right? Which and that's because they were like, they had a very flawed understanding of evolution. There's a very good Eddie Izzard joke about Nazis Sieg Heiling into like them, the master race becoming less and less and less people, and just by like the 10th generation them being incredibly inbred and stupid. Like, you need diversity, like the idea of trying to create a super person by just focusing on like a single, trying to breed the person with very limited resources is stupid, it's wrong, it's incorrect. And things like trying to fix people's health issues by cutting a fucking hole in people's brains was ghastly. Like, all these ideas, and he's like, well, it's because people like focused on these single disciplines rather than trying to look at everything, because it turns out the world's really fucking complicated. Anyway, the reason I mentioned this is when he talks about different scientific disciplines, like if you talk about, say, Freud. And Freud says, dreams are this and dreams are that. And historians do that as well. They go like, well, we think he did this, we didn't think he did that. And what they do is they tell a story, right? This is my theory. It's this neat little story. And other disciplines of science, like, yeah, that doesn't... I need you to practically show me how this works. Like, that's a lovely story, but that's all that is. And that's what she's done here. That's a lovely story, a nice theory, but that's all that is. We need to see numbers. And different disciplines have different requirements.
The calculation wouldn't be able to catch up if acceleration is infinite.
Sure, it wouldn't be able to catch up if it was infinite. It would literally be impossible. But, like, you haven't said that speed of light universe is possible. That thereforeing isn't saying you've not proved something possible, just that the alternative is impossible. You know, they both could be impossible. Like, just because something isn't true, the inverse isn't immediately implied. Just because something doesn't correlate, it does. What's the word? Correlation is not causation. Just because it doesn't correlate, it doesn't mean it doesn't cause. You know what I mean? Like, you've just tried to imply something by showing the opposite. Swedish philosophers claim.
I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans. Do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world? And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own.
Well, somewhere out there, probably.
Yeah, statistically sure.
I agree. Taking that into consideration, we're left with 3 possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can't be distinguished from reality.
Sure, yeah, okay, I mentioned this before. Statistically, if simulation exists, we're already in it. But also, I also mentioned, if it's true, then there's no way of telling.
2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but it hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached that level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it.
Or that level of technology isn't possible.
Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely?
Are you saying it's 3?
That is what a famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains, that civilization must have run simulations millions or even trillions of times. In which case, it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations.
Okay, but you included simulations outside of the universe. Why would a simulation outside of the universe have a simulation of this universe? It would be their own universe, surely. Otherwise, what information are they getting the simulation from?
You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality.
You running the numbers like that, yes, there is a logic to that. However, functionally, there's no difference because, like, all the rules of the real world apply. It's real. You've just created a mirror. Like, you can say the world on the other side of the mirror doesn't exist, right? Because it's just a simulation. You know, it's just a picture by shine. But, like, opposite me thinks there's exactly the same thing, mirrored. There's functionally no difference between the simulated and the real. The distinction is pointless.
Do I have that right?
Yes.
There is no scene. It's a nice watch.
I see. Then let us leave it at that. In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true.
There is lots of denying that the simulation theory is true.
But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality. Because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
Okay, if you could tear the seams of a simulation, you wouldn't save anyone. You'd just destroy. Everyone would die.
So you mean dying?
Okay, fair enough. He did come to the same conclusion.
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
What?
We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles.
But how would you rewrite code inside a program? The program would have to have... Do you know how fucking hard it is to write shit? Brian, you remember how I did that? Imagine how difficult it would be to write a game that let you rewrite the code. It's not impossible. It'd fucking break as soon as you tried, though. Because you need to know the language. Like, Jesus. What, no, the Matrix, bro. The code doesn't exist inside the game. You're only seeing pictures. You're only interacting with rules. The functionally, it's never really different from the real world. That's the point. You said it yourself. There's no gravity, right? There's just code telling the thing to go down. But, like, that's not how the rules work to that thing. He's got the force applied on him.
Like reincarnation, or even bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Has this woman lost it? Ryuki, you were right. There's clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko.
Yeah. Let's check with WinkSync.
Not before we check in on that. Need to relax. Hot yoga. I'm very brave this time. And shattered into pieces.
I saw everything. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WinkSync.
Then...
Yes, let's get a deeper look into her mind, using a regular sync.
Ryuki, just to confirm, you did get permission, right?
Yes, she accompanied me voluntarily and...
No, I meant from Boss.
I haven't seen Boss. She wasn't in the control room.
It's fine. I'll be sure to talk to her later.
I don't think this is a good idea. Besides, you don't look so good, Ryuki.
I'm fine, so please. I need more leads to solve this case.
But you... Oh, fine. I'll help you for now, but I won't be held responsible. Deal?
Till it gets all cool.
Look, Ryuki, please just don't cause any problems. You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes. I absolutely need you to follow this rule.
Yes, understood.
Okay then, let's begin.
You should make it so it kicks people out, because you don't want people breaking that rule.
I wonder if this is the nice president's room. It's really white, though.
It's like Helen Biscovinich or something like that. Not that, because Biscovinich is a Tekken character, but...
Let's make an acronym poem with the letters for Nice.
Where the hell is this coming from?
N.
Okay. N. Not that I know why.
A.
Angry.
I.
Incoming?
X.
Shingu River Ray.
Not that I know why. Angry incoming Shingu River Ray. The Shingu River Ray. Such a kind animal.
Angered by humans polluting waterways, I guess.
That was an interesting mental exercise.
Somnium scan, activate!
Interlock 2. Interlock 3. They enter Tokuko's abyss.
This is such a quiet place. So empty and blank.
Maybe that's Tokiko's mental state. Pretty eccentric. Hopefully we can find something here.
Looks like we can only interact with that ripped up book.
Right. Let's investigate.
A book of nice teachings. Why is it ripped in half?
Or torn in a hat.
Does it say anything?
Yeah, just one phrase. The intersection between the warp and weft.
Yeah, what does weft mean again?
The rest is ripped off.
I remember Tokiko saying something like that.
Yeah, when we were trying to prove the nil thing.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. Right?
I wonder what she meant by that.
Who knows? Why don't you join NICE to find out? Anyway, that's about all that we can get from this book.
We're all of blank into blank, and the blank are blanked blank.
That's... When did this get here? This wasn't here earlier.
What does it say?
That's where the seam can occur. Combining it with the book from earlier, the intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur.
That's exactly what Tokiko said. If it's coming out in her Somnium, it must hold some significance.
That's just what we saw in the wink sink.
The warp and the weft. Excellent. Saw the seam. Look and find owl. All of blank into her writing, and the...
I can't really make out what happened, though. I did see Gen, I think.
It was just really chaotic.
Maybe the key to solving this Somnium has to do with what we found in the NICE book.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the scene can occur. That will help us? I don't know about that. I don't see how that will help us right now.
I don't think it's completely unrelated, but...
The next suspicious thing is...
Oh, that the water's blood?
Do you see anything?
Not really. Seems a lot deeper. It was pretty shallow earlier.
Let's dive in.
What? Dive? Here?
Yeah. Where else would I be talking about?
But it's really deep. And red. What if there's an angry Shingu River Ray in there?
Enough with the complaining. You don't even need to breathe. It'll be fine. Go for it.
Fine. Why do you always gain this weird confidence during sinks?
Oh, there's underwater movement.
That was surprising. All of a sudden, we're out of the water.
We fell from up there.
But we ended up in the same room. Oh look, the book again.
Let's check it out.
This one's not ripped. Just another single phrase. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Where the black light gathers. Whoa! Skulls? Why is Tokiko thinking about this?
Wait, I sense something. What is this thing? Huh. Not doing anything. With this and the skulls, this is getting really creepy all of a sudden.
It's just standing there. Menacingly.
Maybe that's the black. Let's just search the room for now.
Yeah, if we can't find anything, we'll reread the book and think through our options again.
All of blank into her writing to those teachings.
It's a skull. It's normal-sized.
It's a normal-sized skull.
It's an adult skull. What is it doing here?
Strongly tied to those teachings.
A small skull. There's nothing suspicious about it.
All of our ideas poured into her writing, and the blanks are strongly tied to those teachings.
A skull. It looks ordinary.
Is Tokiko into skulls?
Knowing her, I wouldn't be surprised if her house was filled with them.
All of her ideas were poured into her writing, and the walls of this dream are strongly tied into those teachings. You may have noticed, but I'm only doing the shadowed skulls because of the black light. I don't know if
This
that's
one is bigger and misshapen.
Again?
He looks like he's in pain. Why?
Huh?
Disappeared. I wonder what the relationship between Tokiko and Gen is.
What was that?
Ryuki, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the book was the hint. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
After the sink, We need to ask Tokiko about Gen.
Tokiko has blank. That was the kid that solved. That would be the small skull.
Did you see that? It became Shoma for a split second. Maybe Tokiko is related to him as well.
So 4 skulls, 2 normal skulls, 1 giant skull, 1 small skull. Shoma would be the small skull, Gen would be the big skull, and we have 2 dead people who have normal sized skulls.
Why Shoma?
Because he solved bats.
Tama, make chase! Throw yourself in the water!
You make it sound like I'm committing suicide. Okay, here we go.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Not sure why we needed to do this, but Jim wanted us to be swimming. Now we swim.
It's the same room again. But this time, the room itself is underwater too.
If this is the same as earlier, there has to be something related to Shoma.
It says, where the water and ideas flow, love is born.
More metaphors, huh? It must be some kind of hint, like last time. It's a hand. And this.
The non-equal X symbol.
I remember Tokiko mentioning it.
I'm curious about the water and ideas flow part.
Anyway, let's check inside.
Yeah, if we get stuck, we can read the hint again and figure it out.
The waterfalls were at the sides, weren't they? I'm trying to...
How should I check? High five?
When in Rome. How about making the same hand sign? No reaction.
Maybe we're doing it to the wrong thing.
Tama, hit the others with it!
I'm sorry, what did you say, Ingrate?
Sorry. Could you please try it on the others, please?
Where were the waterfalls? Oh, hang on. This one?
It lit up.
This world is a lie. Do you understand?
Was that Tokiko's voice?
It sounded like she was talking to someone.
Tokiko, blank, blank, and blank, blank, completely in blank. Okay, I'm just gonna look at all of them.
No reaction.
Try doing it longer.
Let's inspect the other things first.
4 minutes remaining.
Because they're glide between the 2 points.
It's silent. You will follow my orders.
Tokiko's voice again.
I wonder who she's talking to. She can't be talking to herself.
Tokiko, blank, blank, and blank resides completely within.
Let's transcend this world together.
Wait, she must be talking to...
Emma?
Ryuki, look! Outside the window.
Shoma?
What's going on?
Again and Shoma. Let's have the book and try to find out the truth.
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe what we heard earlier was for Shoma too.
Love is born.
Let's think about it later. Look at that. It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about this. Follow it.
Tokiko has lost blank, and blank resides completely within blank. You know what? I think this is really cool. All the time is spent actually in the real world, and not on the puzzles for once.
It's the same room again, but vertical?
This is really messing with my sense of balance.
X, of course, is a plane. You get the X plane and the Y plane, and the Z plane, of course.
How far does this room even go?
Another book. Hopefully this is the last.
And also X, go and give it to you. How'd you like my ramen? I like it in normal ramen. Makes me brave, doesn't it? It's pretty brave to have normal. The bravest type.
It says, when the eyes are met, death is born.
Death? Tokiko is getting more and more suspicious.
Maybe our focus should be on Nice. The book and an eyeball.
Do you think that's what is meant by eyes are met?
Maybe it's talking about me.
You are an eyeball.
That's a good point.
Tama, why don't you lock eyes with it?
Are you trying to kill me? It said death is born.
Yeah, but maybe it's like that Russian game Void. Yeah, I remembered that one. Not the Russian word for it, obviously. And you probably don't know what I'm talking about. It's by the same people that did that pandemic game, which I have forgotten the name of because I can't remember nouns. Pathologic. They did a game called Void, and you had to collect colour, and you could bring concepts to life, and one of those concepts was death.
Then, when the eyes are met is...
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
It's a red book of Nai's teachings.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with eyes.
Close?
Got it.
this should do it.
Okay. Ko has lost blank and her mind resides completely within blank. For times with negative effects, every time you spend time and force to be used, get one, so be careful.
A big eyeball. What is going on inside her head that would make this appear?
Like I said, that old woman is crazy. So what's it gonna be?
No.
A red book.
Fine, I'll close that.
Got it. So, did we make the eyes meet?
So Ko has lost all sense of emotion and her mind resides completely within. Ascend.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
An eyeball.
Fuck.
An eyeball.
And spin.
There we go.
I set the eyes to face each other.
So I'm reminded of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're in the restaurant looking over each other. Okay, I'm a bit nervous though. Digging deeper, it seems Tokyo's thoughts are more clear. Shit, I think I might lose this.
An eyeball.
Is this what eyes meeting means?
A new book.
When the eyes are met, death is born. Death.
Death Note.
Tama, let's check that out too.
It's a new book of nice teachings. This time, it's closed.
Let's open it.
Huh? A mirror? What was that?
So many people. What is Tokiko thinking?
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous because we have basically no time. Mind resides completely within nirvanA.
So you want me to dive in again?
Tama, go!
You have less than a minute left. Hurry!
I thought I was gonna fall forever.
You got some balls, Tama.
Thanks. But there's nothing here.
Doesn't look like we can learn anything here.
Hmm? That's...
An eyeball?
At the end of an incomplete world, truth is born.
I love the dream imagery of these games, to be honest.
That's...
Manipul X. There's something there.
Let's go.
Oh, fucking hope we have time. It looks like we need 2 more things, and I don't know if we can do that in, like, what, 30 seconds?
30 seconds left!
Dick move, game. Dick move.
Ryuki, you're out of time!
It's almost time, Ryuki.
Huh? Already? We haven't even gotten close to the truth. Tokiko.
Maybe that's like on purpose? No, it looks like we failed.
So she does have a relation.
Maybe what we heard earlier.
Love is...
Let's think about. Look at that. It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about... Follow.
Ooh. Ah, it's just a bot. Oh, I can't hide the bot thing from here. I'm just gonna hide my face. It'll get rid of it.
It's the same room again, but
This is really messing. How far does this?
another book.
It says
Death.
maybe our focus. The book.
Do you think that's what is meant by...
Maybe it's.
You are an Tama.
Are you trying to kill me?
Then, when the...
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
A big eyeball. What is...
Like I said, that old one. So what's it gonna be?
And spin.
The red book.
This book is closed.
It's a red book of nice teeth.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with
I gotta.
a red book. Got it. A red book.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left.
An eyeball.
Be careful.
It's a new book of nice teeth. This time,
So I went through that room a lot more efficiently, but
You have less than a minute left. Hurry! "30 seconds left. Ryuki, you're out of time.
8, 7, 6. Oh, fuck off, game.
It's almost time, Ryuki.
Huh? Already?
No, it's right there. Fucking grab it. Oh, piss off. This is dumb.
So she does have a relation.
Maybe what we heard earlier.
Love.
Let's think about. Look at that.
So I could save more time by using one of the timey things that I didn't use before.
It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about. Follow it.
I don't know if it's fast or not. I'm gonna open the book first, don't I?
It's sad.
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
A big.
Not now.
The red book.
This book is closed.
Right, I'm going to use this.
Open. There are 2 eyes. Ryuki, if you're stuck.
That was bad. Okay, fuck. Never mind. Experimented and it was wrong.
An eyeball.
No, I meant to press the fucking button! Ah! Okay, I was actually really enjoying the puzzles. I thought they'd improved.
So she
from
does have a
last time.
relationship.
Maybe
This
what
is
we
just
heard
really
earlier-
dumb.
Love.
Let's
I don't
think
like-
about. Look at that.
I don't like that I know what the answer is in concept, but because it's a weird technicality that I failed, it's really fucking boring to have to do this multiple times and know the correct answer.
Looks.
I have a bad feeling about. Follow it.
Oh. I'm hoping this is like... I only needed like an extra second, right?
You have 3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
A big eyeball.
It's a red book of nice teaching.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled. Got it. A red book.
Sure.
An eyeball.
You save time? Whatever. Okay.
A new.
When the
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
It's a new book of nice. This time.
Oh, so it has to be times 9. But we can use the times. Oh fuck, I can't, because the times 9.
At the end.
You have less than a minute left. Hurry!
If I fail this time, I'll do it later, off screen.
"30 seconds left. Ryuki, you're out of time.
I'm going to open it. Is it some kind of planning sheet? It says nirvanA Initiative.
That's the name of the game!
The nirvanA Initiative.
That's the name of the game!
No good. There's too much blacked out.
Come on. Isn't there anything else?
Ryuki, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, like by a
Wait.
second.
Try reading more of it.
Cuter, please.
Achieved nirvana. Go. And we're gonna go now. When the game lets me save.
Miss Shigure, I've taken a look inside your mind, using this machine.
Let's check our evaluation out. There we go. Determination. Egotism. nirvanA. I guess the very final thing we need to do is save again, of course. By mermaid, I guess.
Show me too!
And put that on and then we'll leave. The manuals.
You are technically.
We'll skip all this, of course. Yes. Yes, I am. Worried about life. And death.
Worried about health?
That's right.
Are you sick?
Well, you know what is.
You're doing well. Just to confirm, you're a man, right? Do you have a thingy between your legs or not? I have some good medicine for you. It's a liquid. Put it on a Q-tip and put it in the hole. I think that'll make it better. Oh, I was talking about your nose.
Why would my nose be between my legs? What's tomorrow's weather
Tama,
like?
what's tomorrow's weather like?
Oh, it'll be so wet. There could be a huge flood.
Nah, it seems unlikely.
It's fine. Dress me as you please.
I have this mermaid
Welcome
outfit.
home, Sea King. How about we make out?
Okay, that's apparently a mermaid outfit. I guess I should remove the cat bits.
Yeah, looks.
There we go, this looks pretty silly, so I don't think I'm going to save this. Right. Let's put the menu back on so we have the music. Right. I've been the John Shrugged. Been having an AI Somnium Files adventure. Thank you very much for watching this. I've figured out why it's called the nirvanA Initiative, at the very least. Farewell. Thank you for watching.